Hey, we're back though.
Are we actually back? Did you
I
turn the
think we're
cameras
like
back
actually
on?
back. We're actually back. We're
Yep.
good.
Yep. I see it.
That was
Well,
weird.
that was freaking
That
weird.
was weird. I don't know why. You get all hear us during the break?
Um, I'll remind the chat, as I often do, that you guys can cheer with bits for the party to give them inspirations. But I'm also inclined to occasionally give out inspirations just because of some cool scenes that have occurred.
Hell
And
yeah.
I would like to give Copernicus and Tromlin a inspiration.
Oh, hang on. Am I using a different mic?
Yeah, your might have swapped. OBS did that to you before.
I'm still using the Yeti Nano. What it might be is it disabled my sound editor.
Wow, OBS is great, y'all.
It's so
Also,
great.
I put the barbarians in the
Barbarians.
the
Good.
Discord.
Why have I got weird audio?
You put them in which Discord?
Confused. I'm so
Or our
confused.
Discord?
In ours, yeah.
Did you want to put that in the?
Casting?
I don't know. I don't know how to link it in the stream or anything. I guess Alina could theoretically grab it.
I'll put it into the everybody Discord
Hang
for
on.
fan art.
Now the Discord audio seems to be doing the same thing as just me audio. Is it? No? Do I still have weird echo? How's it going?
Hey, audience. I mean, it sounds fine to me, but I'm not listening to you through the thing.
Okay. How about now?
Hey, audience, how is Alina's audio now?
Do I have good audio now? That was weird. OBS is weird, y'all. I don't like it. Yeah, everything's looking good.
Holocaust says good now, so
I don't know what that
I
was
think
all
we're
about.
good. Alina, can you please add an inspiration to each of Copernicus and Tromlin?
Hell yeah.
I wish to give them inspirations for the great scene that we got out of the black token that Tromlin took, and for Copernicus figuring out how to end the portal.
With my hacking skills.
Yeah, hack
Mad
the portal.
hacking skills.
Hack the portal.
Yep.
You're elite.
Hack the portal.
And if it's not too tough, I got the barbarians in the chat in
It was
our
just
Discord.
zero cool day yesterday.
Alina, do you want to show off the barbarians?
Sure.
Can you?
I think I can. Hang on.
They're in the
1 second.
they're in the regular, yeah, they're in the Discord.
Yeah.
And just so you know, audience and players, the Mocking Illusions curse on Elephas Darkmoor had 205 votes. And the others were 76 and 69.
Ooh.
So there was some definite interest. Pretty XOR skills.
Excellent.
Are y'all getting other? Yes, okay. I was getting a technical difficulty thing on stream, but
that was just me switching out of Discord so you can see all our info.
So you could grab a picture.
Yeah.
A bit of artwork to share with the audience. Okay, so when we left before the break, you guys had finished off the last of these barbarians. Capri saved the various dying Loxodons. These barbarians. Ooh, look, so
yeah.
Ooh,
I left their hair so they could have mullets underneath their toques.
As they should.
Yep. Welcome to the Great White North, eh?
Howard Hoser.
Howard Hoser. Indeed.
Good.
Yes, yes. MLIS Revenge, are you having trouble with the stream? I just saw a test randomly posted.
Looking good.
You pass.
Good.
Okay, so Tromlin, finding yourself with Webby in the corridor behind the various assembled house guards, who are now getting yanked into the room by El Gato's whip, and then you hear various clanging of swords. You can run down to the main floor again. The sea of nobles that were fleeing this way has thinned, and there's nobody but a handful of tower guard here and there. And you run your way back. They're all kind of bowing deferentially, and it takes you a second to remember that you're still looking like Lord Boltrey.
Oh yes.
And
I kind of hand
you
wave them.
run back to the main hall, where there is now in the main hall only the various sex cultists and friends of Lady Direlist, Lady Direlist herself, and the Shambling Mound, who is now sort of clutching a squirming Robin Scully. And then a number of the city guards under the command, temporary command of Sheriff Coltrane.
Before I get back in there, can I revert to my normal form?
You can, yes.
Right.
And so Tromlin comes back into the room from the north entrance. And sauntering in just after him, out of nowhere, comes Pucklezog, still dressed in his butler's outfit.
Good.
And he just sort of casually begins cleaning, begins scooping up crockery, and produces a mop from nowhere and starts to clean this like disaster of a room.
Am I still giant?
You've been healed by Fetid, who has now vanished.
Yep.
I would
run
heal
off
you,
into the
but
night.
it takes a verbal component, and I can't talk.
That's correct. So Tromlin comes in the room and goes, blah, 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 and a bunch of like pink bubbles come out of his mouth.
Enlarge is only 1 minute.
Right.
Yeah, so like a short while
It'll-
into the
yeah.
scene, you'll go pop and go back to being your normal self.
That's cool.
That said, I'm still drawing enlarged Ugna right now.
Good.
Excellent.
I'll open
Yeah,
up
One of
a
us
Perny
had
fetish
it.
dollars in.
I'll open up a Perny net so we can get mental conversation going without you throwing up bubbles. Webby as well. Webby is safe.
He
He
is
is my
holding Robin.
backpack where
Webby.
my head is poking out.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Phew.
Yes.
Oh, come running over. Just, I'm like
over Perny
covered
net,
in
I
blood
say,
and sweat.
My siblings abducted me.
Oh, you can
Paralyzed
speak now.
me.
Sorry, Tromlin, that only lasts for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So by the time Ugna poofs back to normal size, you're trying to talk and pink bubbles are coming out, and then suddenly it sputters and like actual words come out.
Okay. My siblings abducted me. They used a paralysis wand. Apparently, my sister is an artificer. Webby bit my brother, who I think she poisoned.
Good.
High five,
They were
Webby.
about to do.
Good job, kid.
They were
Little
They were
pedipalp.
about to do something with me. Then El Gato showed up to help.
Oh, good.
He might still be back there. Is my only concern. He was
Let's go
fighting
back.
a lot.
If any evidence remains, we might be able to find out what they were planning.
Yeah, El Gato showed up, protected me from what they're planning. I guiding bolted the chemicals my sister was using, causing an explosion. Yes. Anyway, disguised myself as my uncle to go out.
Well, brilliant. Yeah, well done.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, me too. But they were obviously playing on her. Like, they weren't very polite to Webby. I'm a little angry about it.
Agonizing deaths for each and every one of them.
Yes. I do pat Webby on the head. Like, you did a good job today, baby.
She mutters in Abyssal, says for those, I believe Copernicus understands Abyssal.
Yep.
And it's sort of a platitude-y thing that translates more or less to like "I'll eat you last."
Aw,
You would translate it less literally to like "I love you" or something along those lines.
you're the one I hate the
Affectionate,
least.
affectionate noise, which is like, yeah, I hate you the least.
I'm gonna
I
try
will-
and sleight of hand to
I will
sneak
eat
her
you.
a
I will
hard
eat you
candy,
painlessly.
and then a little blood candy. Like it's my blood, but
Yep.
just a little puck of blood for her.
It's your
Yep.
blood in a
Um, um, um,
Werther's
um, um,
wrapper.
um, um, um.
Yeah.
Yep. You've
Hey,
been
I might have
making these-
actually beat Tromlin's perception. That's a 19.
Woohoo.
So should I
19 to
roll
sneak.
to see if I
sneaky.
notice it?
I'll just go on
Passive.
your passive, so that'll do.
Okay. Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
passive
it is-
perception 17.
It is a sworn duty of grandparents to sneak
Yeah,
their,
It is.
their grandkids
Candy
stuff.
at night, no less.
As you're speaking here, there is a another flash of lightning somewhere off in the hills somehow that then that backlights the entrance that Tromlin has come through, and once again standing in the entrance is El Gato.
You're okay. Cool.
And he will come vaulting into the room and say, "Is everything all right in here, citizens?"
Oh yeah, we got
Oh,
those barbarians stopped coming in, so I think we're good.
And he says, "Ho, the battle still rages without." And as he says that, the sheriff, with his soldiers, will go, "Criminelli, that's that notorious bandito, yeah, old Quato or something. Get him,
I
get him."
turn to
Wait.
the
You got
I
it,
turn to
you
the
got
sheriff
it.
and say, "Did you not notice that the city is being invaded? Isn't that a bit more?"
And as you say that, a number of the guards who are still here are sort of like looking at each other like, shit, what are we supposed to do?" Or looking in various directions. El Gato will laugh and do a dash action, which allows him to move quite extensively towards the far side of the room. And as he does so, he lashes out with the whip, which gets Sheriff Coldrane's belt buckle, and his pants fall down on his ankles. And just as he's lunging forward, and he trips and falls face first, full length on the cobbles.
Yep.
Perfect.
And El
What a
Gato
cool
will
cat.
laugh.
Yeah.
El Gato will laugh again. Oh, you're too slow for me, Sheriff.
Can
And
I
he
history
will-
if Elgato's crimes have all happened in another country? Does the sheriff even has jurisdiction over any of that?
You don't need our history roll. You're kind of like this is the sheriff of Mud Hollow.
Yeah.
He is in Ravenfall. Why does he even have authority here?
Yeah.
You don't know what the
That's
hell's
weird.
going on with this.
That's weird.
The soldiers or the guards seem to know him
Hmm.
and are responding to him.
Did someone point this out to them, maybe?
Sheriff, if I'm not mistaken, your jurisdiction extends only as far as Mud Hollow. That would not cover Ravenfall, and that would not cover alleged crimes from the Holy Empire of Labicia. So, as far as I'm concerned, you have jurisdiction over neither the accused nor the courtroom in which you're accusing him. So, I would say sit your ass down, but it seems you've taken that cue before I could suggest it.
So as you're saying this to him, the soldiers will be like helping him awkwardly to his feet because he's quite big and rotund. Anyone who hasn't, who has forgotten since it's been a long time, the sheriff is basically a cross between Roscoe P. Coltrane from the Dukes of Hazzard and the Wolf Sheriff of Nottingham from the Disney's Robin Hood.
Right, he's like a
So he's a
gnome,
big,
right?
rotund, fat, round knoll with a big, round, red tunic. So as the soldiers are helping him up, first of all, El Gato activates his boots of escape and just disappears in like a puff of shadow as he like leaps up impossibly high to the window, turns back in the window and and sweeps off his hat in a low bow and says, "I go to fight for this protection of the city. Farewell, until we meet again, Sheriff Barrel Britches." And he throws himself out the window and disappears into the night. And there's another lightning flash out there, so he's silhouetted temporarily.
sting
Does
of
he have a
guitar.
deal with like a storm elemental or something?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got some kind of deal.
It's pretty stylish. Pretty
very
stylish.
good.
Miller's
It's very good.
Elgato.
And you can
Oh, is it
hear
like
the
a
distant
tape-
music.
Yeah.
Out in the night when the full moon is bright, there's something known as
I feel
the
like he has
kitty
whatever
cat
the
known
next
as
level
Sorrow.
of. I feel like whatever the next level of the
Elgato.
Cape of Billowing is, that's what he has.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cape of extreme billowing.
he has a bunch of equipment along those lines. He has a shadow cape, in fact, that gives disadvantage to hit him in combat. It basically acts like a displacer effect.
Nice.
Whenever you're looking at him,
Leo?
you're looking a little bit off. To the
You know,
wrong
what
side.
color is Ugna's wrestling singlet? Corset singlet.
It's
Oh, this
probably
singlet.
black.
No, this is the you're wearing a black sequined wrestling
Yes.
singlet
Yeah.
because this is the one that was given to you. It's like a cross between a wrestling
I look like a
singlet,
figure
a
skater.
corset, and a cocktail dress.
Oh, so the dress part. I just drew her in like an actual wrestling
Yeah, that's
singlet
fine.
with.
Yeah.
That's fine. This is just
Well,
because you were dressed
I was
up
originally
by.
wearing a dress, and then I ripped that off, and the singlet is underneath. So I don't have
Yeah.
the dress part anymore.
But like it's still got like a slip kind of aspect to it because this is Lady Pudenza's work,
Ooh.
so it has to still look like sex culty.
Working on
And
it.
a black bodysuit isn't?
Social clubby. I'll
A formal
clarify.
singlet, says the chat. Yeah, and so the Elgato swings out through the window. But as the soldiers are helping up the sheriff, one of the soldiers, Copernicus, as you kind of had your little speech there, kind of offhandedly mutters to you, "It's like, well, the sheriff is brought in to help deal with the Quaggle problem. He's specifically here to help. He's working for the city guard.
Is he off to the
Working
side
for
of the
the-
group?
working
or is
for
he
the
like
Baron.
is he in the middle of the group?
I mean, they're kind of like a picture, you know, he's a big knoll, big fat knoll. So there's like soldiers on both sides of him, like helping him, like leveraging up him to his feet.
And how
I
is that
also
working
take
out?
2 rounds to stand up.
Yep.
Yeah, Perny does, but it's just the
Nelly.
old man bones. It's just the old man
Yep.
bones need an extra turn to get all their cracks and pops out.
Yep.
Um,
It's why
Please.
Copernicus floats everywhere. He's too afraid
Yeah.
of falling down.
Falling down.
We got
Or
those
having to
brittle
bend
hips.
over.
At this point, a bunch more soldiers or a bunch more guards are starting to come into the building with like some sort of captainry with them, who like a group of like maybe half a dozen, and the leader with them starts sort of like barking orders at them to start like checking these barbarians and collecting them, seeing who's still breathing, as well as administering wound tying to any of the random soldiers that are lying around.
I'll help
I'm
with
assuming. I'm also assuming that when you were doing spare the dying, you just kept going on
Yeah.
anyone who is downed.
Yeah.
I've marked 30 hit points for myself as recovered from the use of the cantrip through my.
How much do you get back each time?
10 HP per use.
Just you're full.
Okay.
There were enough soldiers and barbarians and Loxodons that were dropped in the fight that you would definitely be able to get all your hit points back
Pretty fierce fighting.
And
through sparing the day.
And can I send Fetid a little message just saying if there's any way that you could do some flare-filled attacks on the barbarians at any point and just draw attention to how much the Quaggles are doing to fight off the barbarians, we need to push. The sheriff was invited here to handle the Quaggles. I think we might need some PR that we can push to prove how useless he is and how much quaggles contribute to the city.
Make
And you shouldn't have to earn your place here, but it would certainly help us make the case against a bunch of racist ass motherfuckers. Signed, Copernicus Sunshine.
roll me a history roll. I think history will be the most relevant here.
Okay.
As you're having this little discussion.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Can
use
I-
that inspiration right away.
Can I assist at all in this?
Well, hang on. Before you do any sort of inspiration, how do you wish to assist?
Sorry, is this a letter to clarify, or is this a conversation?
No,
Because
this is just a skill check
history?
he's making.
Yeah, so Perny is going to he's talking to Fetid, and you're getting the emojis of him telling Fetid like we might need to do some PR stuff. I think the
Mhm.
sheriff's been brought in,
Mhm.
and I was planning to sort of do a group chat about basically the sheriff and his right hand man have both been caught with their pants down, visibly doing nothing to help the city. I think we've established ourselves in defense of it, as has Elgato, very visibly. If we can make sure that the headline is that the Quaggles helped, the trash heroes helped, the sheriff did nothing, I would like to be able to really highlight that so we can get these fucking
So-
uninvited
Mhm.
I will let Raven. I
Brutalizers
will
out
let
of
you
this city.
spend some sorcery points to give Copernicus a reroll on this skill check.
I'd love to
Um,
assist with my persuasion as well.
Well, just go ahead and make your skill check there, Peter. But also, there's a wild magic effect that's going to happen, so I'm just going to
Ooh.
pull that up as well. I forgot to roll the d20 every time you cast a spell to see if I roll a 1. So I just did a few of those from your spells over the course of the fight.
So that's a 19 on the reroll.
Sorry, that's a 19.
Dirty
Okay, so the
19.
reroll is pretty good. So while all this is going on, and it probably would have happened a while ago, but it was very busy in here. One of the points when you cast one of your chaos bolts, Morgan, a unicorn appeared in the hall.
Hell yeah.
But it's just spent this entire time eating the spilled food. It's just grazing, and it's still there right now. It's just grazing in the spilled heaps of stuff from when Ugna dumped all the trestle tables. Copernicus, it occurs to you that there might be specific events that has led to it's a fairly big deal for the city of Ravensfall to go, we have a quaggle problem, and go looking to other cities to bring in some specialists. That's
Yeah.
not a casual thing. And it occurs to you that there is a recent influx of a lot of new quaggles, specifically quaggles that belonged to the Ravenkin gang. And you also know that that group contains a significant number of infiltrating Raven cultists. So you're not sure what shenanigans that group may have gotten up to recently, but depending on what those shenanigans are, that might explain why there has been a recent move to try and bring in some quaggle control. In other words, there may be specific things that have been going on that you are not aware of that led to this.
Yeah.
But it makes very good sense based on, literally you guys brought in a small faction of weasels, and you know from Fetid that a whole bunch more came into the city recently because of the events in the Wildwood and the Northern Wastes.
And right, so of the Raven cultist quaggles, basically, if Lungarian brought the sheriff into the city, and Lungarian has ties to the Raven cult, correct?
Baron Langarian, according to the Thieves Guild, is not got ties to the Raven cult,
Okay,
but his cousin Phoenix Langarian does.
got it.
And you saw Phoenix Langarian follow, like hanging off the Baron all night, whispering him
Gotcha.
and variously. You also noticed that Phoenix Langarian had a vial of black liquid secreted in a bracelet on her wrist that was empty by the end of the night.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. So depending on the level of influence that she has over him, this could be a so if she has low influence over him, then this could be a broad brush situation where basically Raven cultists who happen to be Quaggles are doing a bunch of stuff that is destabilizing for the city, and all Quaggles are being painted with a broad brush, and that's why these people have been brought in. And I don't think we go in for that. The other scenario is that that was done as like an excuse to get the sheriff here and more force and more people loyal to whoever in here. And that was just a cover for doing it. Either way, we don't like it.
One way we could spin this too is that leaving the Quaggles out of as a minority group that is oppressed locally and externally, that they are more at risk from the outside influence of the enemies of the city and the city's communities, and we're forcing them into that situation.
Can you repeat that one more time for me? Peter is thick and having trouble following.
The Quaggles being excluded is having them be more vulnerable to being infiltrated and
Gotcha.
manipulated by
Yeah.
the cultists.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes
And
that
so
makes sense.
it is on the community to not create enemies of their own like community members.
Yeah. Fully agree.
I would like a perception check
From everybody?
from everybody.
All right.
Oh, from all of
Nope.
us?
Yep.
That
That's a
is
nope for me as well.
5.
That's a 6 for me.
Hold on.
It's
I'll roll
a
mine.
whole lot of no's.
I
We're
want
too
to.
busy in a little huddle in the corner.
Morgan, do you
wanna-
want to reroll?
Yeah.
You have
Not a
full
wild magic one,
inspirations.
but the luck. I have a luck one, don't I? That is not wild magic.
Bend luck is a penalty to others. You have the ability to spend a sorcery point for a full out reroll. You're running low, but you've got enough to do that.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
I rolled a
Okay.
9.
Ooh, for you, that's
Yeah,
really
2
bad.
plus 7.
Oof.
Okay, Morgan doing the sorcery point reroll.
I got a 13 on the dice.
13 on the dice.
Plus
What is
6.
your perception? Plus 6. That's a 19.
Oh, that's
That
so
won't
good,
be
Randy.
enough.
You like it?
That's amazing.
I love it.
It's really good.
Good.
Oh, you're gonna share.
It's a little
Are you gonna
pin-uppy,
share
but,
that?
you know.
Alina. It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I have to go to our screen to grab it, though. We are not actually down.
Morgan,
Hiding the screen for a
you
second.
you glance out the sorry, is the stream down for a second?
Nope, I said
Did
it'll
you
look
say?
like it's down for a second, but it's not actually.
Oh, sorry.
They can hear us. They can
Voice
hear
is
us.
fine.
You'll hear us. This is just how
Um
I have to grab stuff.
so yeah, Morgan will notice through the high window where Elgato disappeared, that there is like a fog starting to thicken in the sky, but that fog seems to specifically be like down from above. Like fog is coming down from higher points of the citadel. You see it passing the window, which is odd and unusual.
Weird.
You'll also notice in some of the mirrors and other reflective surfaces around the outer ring, especially now that the crowds are gone, you can see the mirrors really well. So you can see your reflection kind of everywhere. All of your reflections are looking at you like terrified. And they
That's not
all,
good.
and as soon as they catch your attention, they will in unison, all of your reflections in the circle all the way around the hall, as they get your attention, will look up, like staring straight up at the ceiling in horror.
That's not good.
Okay.
To some fan. Some good art.
Oh, there we go.
So good.
So good. That's perfect.
That is
Labels
that
are
is
adult
so
things.
good.
Love it.
I'm going to use my
That is some
jump out the
excellent Ugna.
window. I have another Misty Step. So I think I'm going to... I'll just go, hold on. And I'll jump out the window. I can make a roll for that. And then be prepared to Misty Step onto the roof.
The roof is way out of the range of Misty Step. The Citadel of Ravenfall is incredibly tall, and you're in the main hall. Like, the window's high, so you'd be like a good 3 stories up with like another, 20 stories to go.
Well, Misty Step to a place I can land. So essentially, like
a gargoyle.
jumping
You can
out the
Misty-
window, and
Yeah,
then
you can Misty Step out to the outside of the window on the ledge, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll use my jump and then hold on to Misty Step once I can actually see what's going on, and then
Okay.
if it's bad, if it's real bad, I'll Misty Step back into the fucking
So
room.
everyone else sees Morgan sort of stop mid-sentence and then like leap up to the high window and look outside.
My skill check was a 16 for that jump.
Yep, no
I assume
problem.
she knows what she's doing.
16 plus.
And this is a point when everybody else begins to hear this semi-distance, like it's coming through many sets of walls, howling, which all of you except except Morgan, sorry, all of you, the rest of you have heard before. It is a mournful, terrifying howling noise that you all recognize from the icy wastes, from back when you first traveled through the icy wastes to the city of Ravenfall so many weeks ago.
I don't like
So
that.
What was it? Or did we ever
it
find
was
out?
the howl that when you were attacked by the Vildaravin.
Oh, heck.
What am I seeing outside?
You can just see that, like, as you expect, you noted from inside, there is a thick fog, like, growing around, swirling around the upper stories of the Citadel, and it's like drifting downwards, of course, but it's like a magical fog swirling specifically around the head of the the Citadel.
I don't see a source or something flying around or anything like that. Can I make a perception before I...
You would imagine that the source is within. It's like a magically created fog that someone has created high up in the Citadel.
I'll Misty step back in. There's something real fucky going on out there. There's
Sounds
some
like
sort
those
of magic
weird-
fog coming down, and it's from the main tower. It's real bad.
Something's
Sounds
yelling
like-
like those weird birds we fought.
Yeah, the shadow.
Like
shadow
ghost
creature.
birds.
Like I got real bad heebie-jeebies in the magical
it's not
sense. Like real bad.
Who can help me get to the Citadel quickly?
I mean,
I can
hop on.
I can
And
dimension
I'll like kneel down
door, I
so you
guess.
can scramble up.
How close will Dimension Door get us, Lane?
I think it's 500 meters. Let me see.
500 feet, probably. D&D is written by Americans.
I was just gonna run
500
off the
feet,
side
yeah.
of the Citadel.
500 feet.
Do I have extend, or is that one of my sorcery?
Does Ring of Sorcery require attunement?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
But
Damn. Can I hack using my hacking skills? Can I hack my Ring of Sorcery to do distance spell on Morgan's Dimension Door?
Yeah, I don't have that. I have careful and twinned and subtle.
I see, because you do have distance spell.
Yeah, I can do distance spell.
How close would 500 feet get us?
Well, that's what I'm just checking. I'm just checking for like how many feet to the story.
Because we could pull an Ugna Yeet as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can also carry you all and run up the side of the building.
I don't mind
Only we-
enlarging you again.
Your
Just
carrying
biting some-
capacity would become the building.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I have haste as
about
well.
14 feet per story is the general. So 500 feet is quite a lot. Yeah, that's like 35 stories. Yeah, I would say that you could dimension door up to the upper reaches of the citadel,
Okay.
especially
assuming
from
we-
like this high window that's already about 3 stories off the ground.
Before we go, can I spend an action to regenerate 1 spell slot with the Rod of the Pact Keeper?
Yes, I mean that's an action.
I figure we don't have time for a short rest, but I can at least
Yeah.
get one.
Oh,
One spell
Tromlin,
slot
bud,
back
you
up.
got any healing on there?
How bad is Ugna looking right now?
I mean,
Pretty bad. Ugna's got
Yeah.
like 15 hit points.
yeah.
All right, then I'll do a highest possible level. Hold on.
Thank you.
Where are
Yeah.
you?
Okay, one other person?
Chopped among the head and
So that'll be
legs.
your last level 3rd spell slot, but
It's worth it
Mhm.
for Ugna.
Doable.
So
Yep.
Do the prayer beads do any healing?
Yes, but they do it at first level. But you could
Yeah.
do more than one of them. You got several. Yeah, you have two healing prayer beads as well.
what is my spell? I can never remember my spell modifier.
+7. Or sorry, your spell modifier for the healing is +4. It's just the wisdom stat
Okay.
bonus.
Dimension door only lets me take one other person.
Correct.
We may want to
Um,
divide and conquer anyway, with some people going to like repel and some people going to
Yeah.
check on magic.
Well, Ugna can
let
like
me see.
run up walls
Yeah.
with the.
Yeah.
With and carry several people.
Ugna got 18
yeah.
points.
So
Thank you.
And Copernicus
dimension
can
door
fly.
would be my only level 4. I have 2 more level 2s, so I could do another enlarge on Ugna. And I have 1
Oh.
level 3, so I could do a haste on someone.
Yeah, if you want to save it just until you get where you're going, because we're not in combat time
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
not
just gonna
making
go
you guys roll initiative.
see what's going
Okay.
on.
So you're going to dimension door up the side of the building with someone.
hmm
Who are you taking?
Perny's pretty eager to get at it just because he's worried that
Yeah.
the Countess is in danger and he's
I'll
feeling
take
like
Perny, but I will also. Let me just check how many sorcery points I've spent already. That I think I've spent 3.
Oh no.
Um.
You had spent 7 and as of the last
Okay.
game,
Sorry.
and then you spent another 3 tonight.
Okay, so I spent my full 10, so I'm gonna do my.
But you also gained back a
Sacri-
bunch because you where is it here? You spent one of your level 3 spell slots last game, which gives you back 5. So you have spent 10. No, you spent another one there. So you've got 4 left. You have a total of 4 archery
Okay.
points left right now.
Okay. I think I will preemptively slurp my my blood boba.
Yep.
And I will regain 5
Regain
sorcery.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're up to
And
9 sorcery points now. You're
Take
doing
1
pretty
point of
good.
damage. So let me just mark that. I have
Yep.
9.
And you're down a hit die, but that's fine.
Okay. So I'll do that, and then I will take Perny up with me as far as I can go.
So Perny flies with his boots of flying up to the window where you
Okay.
are. You grab a hold of him and dimension door yourselves way up high. There is like nothing to hang on to up here, and you quickly find yourself just hanging on to Perny with his boots of flying.
Mhm.
But from there, Perny, you can fly the 2 of you over to a balcony or other window.
Cool.
He's
Meanwhile,
so small. I'm probably just holding on to his booted feet.
Aw.
Like,
Ugna, you are
Thanks
grabbing
for the lift,
Tromlin
darling.
Yep.
and running up, starting
Yep.
to run up the wall.
Tromlin and Webby.
this is the weirdest version of Up I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do this as you're doing this. Darius and Kangar and Captain Ulf and like others are sort of like going, what's going on? What's happening?
I believe the Countess may be under attack by the Vildeverin.
Vilderavin.
Vilderavin.
So yeah, you sort of get that out just as you're flying up. And then like there's a follow-up questions of like, oh, what
What is
Vilderavin? What's that? Ugna, you're left to answer those questions.
I don't
As
know,
you,
I'm like
you and
suiting
Tromlin.
up with everybody, and I'm like,
As you're
big ghost birds. They're real bad, and they're real hard to fight. So get ready.
So with it, there's like a general sort of pandemonium of people trying to decide what to do. Guards, of course, are like, there's something attacking the Countess. We better do something. And so they
Mhm.
start like charging around and running upstairs. All right, so you, as you get to this vantage point, so the first ones there are going to be Morgan and Copernicus. So far below you, you can see at the gates of the city, there is fire where the soldiers of the city, the guards, have like poured oil and lit it on fire and made a little sort of trench of flame across the road, which prevents the ice from getting all the way to the gates. And you imagine that this is something they've learned in the past with previous raids. This is much bigger than a typical raid because you can see these huge
Zombonis.
Zomboni undead war machines have come right up to the gates and are battering at them and smashing. And people up on the walls are like attacking them with spears and giant rocks they're throwing at them and trying to smash these huge war machines. And then, of course, the various barbarians, ice barbarians, have like grapnels and stuff, are trying to climb and scale the walls. You can also see from your high vantage point around away from the gate around the north side of the city, there are groups of barbarians gathered at various points around the city, but you can see many of them lying dead. And you imagine this is what Fetid was talking about finding tunnels into the city and that he has trapped them.
Good.
But at the top of the tower, there's this huge floating cloud of fog, which you recall was created by the Vilderavin that you previously fought.
Can I get a? Can you tell me what they're vulnerable to or resistant to? I don't know what the fuck these are. You seem to know.
I think
Copernicus,
they
you know all about them because remember you rolled a ridiculously good Arcana check way back in the day.
Yeah.
the only thing Peter remembers is that I think just physical damage from non-magical weapons just did literally nothing.
Yep. Because I was chopping at them and it did not work.
Yeah, but Peter has ADHD and Copernicus does not, and Copernicus would remember. So if someone could remind Copernicus what the resistances are, he certainly would appreciate it.
They have resistance to physical damage, they're immune to cold and necrotic damage. They were vulnerable to fire. They were immune to fear effects of all kinds, as well as charm effects. They are effectively like a cross between a raven and a wolf. They can glide. They can take the form of a raven. And they can also become effectively intangible and pass through walls and stuff, which they were doing around you guys.
They are highly cool and badass, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a cool, dark, cinematic thing you can imagine a wolf or raven doing, they can probably do it.
Yep. They also can unleash this thick and chilling fog, which you can see, which causes damage, necrotic and cold damage to all things within the fog.
Right.
Rough.
Forgot about that.
There's like a D6 of each throughout, or I think it's just 3 of each. They also can make a horrifying shriek, which you remember from before, which causes fear effects. Yeah, they have limited flight. They can basically glide on their raven-like wings. And in fact, you can see as you're watching and moving up there, you see one of them dart out through the wall and turn and glide around and go back in through the wall in a different point, as though they are actively fighting something inside.
All right.
I can turn sorcery points into spell slots
Yep,
points.
you can indeed, and vice versa.
Could I do that while we're going up there?
What are you looking to get?
I want at least one level 4 slot, so I can do another dimension or polymorph or storm sphere.
Yep, you can do that. That'll take 6 of your 9 sorcery points
Okay.
and leave you with 3.
Okay, so I'll do that. So that's just 1. And then with the rest, could I do a how many slots could I get for level 1?
They're 2 each. You can get 1 more level 1.
And then I have 1 spell.
And you have
sorcery
one
point left.
one
Okay.
sorcery point left over for random use.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. This may be a good time to remind you also that you have a mysterious potion.
Oh.
I do?
Yeah. The one that Glorpa left for you and said, this
Right.
potion is from Professor Schnorp. It's real good. That's all it said.
Oh. Okay. Can I do a check? I don't know how long it's gonna take to get up there. Arcana check on it.
You mentioned door. You got up there real fast. You're
okay.
there.
Once we land, I'll check what that is.
You don't have. I don't think you have the spell to do identify, and you also don't have
Arcana.
I can do a ritual identify, but it's gonna take a while.
That's 10 minutes. Yep.
Yeah.
Could I just?
I mean, you can Arcana it and like maybe get some information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw an Arcana at that.
So you pull this potion out and say, we got this potion. Maybe it's helpful.
I'll help do that. I'll guidance it.
Sure.
I will accept the guidance.
So add a d4 to your Arcana check there, Peter.
Yeah.
And roll with advantage because of the assistance from Morgan as well.
And I don't re-roll the guidance on advantage, correct?
Sorry?
The guidance doesn't get re-rolled. The guidance is flat for both of
No,
those.
the guidance is a flat d4, and you roll 2d20 and take your best.
Okay, so then that's a 23.
You aren't sure what this potion does. You think you can figure out the kind of magic. And I'm just quickly looking that up. It's transmutation magic.
Okay.
And you're also pretty sure that this is in game terms, this is an exceedingly rare potion. It's a very rare.
Okay. I'm not sure when I should pop this off if it's something that will help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we hang on to that for now.
And at this point, Ugna and Copernicus Tromlin are bolting. You're just doing full dash actions and trying to get caught up.
Entirely, just straight up the side of the building.
Yep. Did you ever use your action surge?
I did. I have it marked, I think. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Second wave and action surge are both marked.
Okay, so you just bolt up the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Copernicus will recap for everyone what the resistances, vulnerabilities, and
so as you're running up, you're kind of instructing them.
Yeah. Perny's putting it all through the net. And I think we go. I think we charge. I mean, or like maybe we want to approach quietly first so we can get a sense of the situation. But it seems like it's a battle happening live. So we might just
bad.
As you're filling everyone in, and Ugna and Tromlin are catching up to you, you hear a shriek, like a shriek of just utter outrage and anger, such as you've never heard before from a human woman's throat, that you imagine is coming from the Countess. You hear more of the howls of the Vilderevin. There are definitely multiple Vilderevin in here.
Good.
And at one point, there's a smash, and one of the windows breaks, and some piece of furniture goes flying out through it, followed by the body of Elgato, who kind of tumbles out, hits his whip, and catches one of the wooden struts that supports the wider part of the upper part of this tower, and swings himself back over to another nearby balcony. He looks quite injured. Lots of like claw marks on his person. He sees you where you guys are and swings over and says, "Ho, citizens! This is a very dangerous place. I do not recommend getting mixed up with what is happening inside. But if you can help, all the help you can give, we must protect the Countess, or all is lost."
Sounds
Agreed.
about right.
We've fought these guys before. Maybe not this many, but we fought a couple.
This assassination attempt will succeed if we do not act quickly.
I'm
Uh,
already
And he
running.
Elgato-
turns to go back.
I'm already
I
running.
healed.
What's
I
that?
healed
Ryan?
Elgato for 19 points.
Nice.
I rolled an 8 to 7, so +4.
Nice.
Solid.
You
Nice.
toss a heal spell on him. And he says, "Oh, gracias, senor."
Hey, you helped me.
Can I tell on sight if if Elgato's weapon is a +1 magic weapon or not?
It is indeed a magical weapon.
Beautiful.
It's got like a pale glow in this awful fog.
Well, we should
Alrighty.
get going, guys.
It is in fact a rapier of speed.
Ooh.
Okay, so what's your plan?
I think. Do we want to move in formation quickly, but like we're not yelling our presence out until we see, or are we just full on going? Actually, maybe we do want to charge because maybe we want to draw attention off of
Yeah, maybe.
Nightshade. So charge. Let's go be heroes.
Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah, let's go be heroes.
Charge.
so you're just basically going in.
Oh yeah, I guess
Is
one
smash.
thing Perny will say is I don't know what our best solution for getting the Countess out is, but it might help if we have an exit plan for her.
What if I just grab her?
I've made sure to be able to prepare another dimension door, but I can only do another
You
spell
can take
of that
one person.
capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
If you need to get her out of here, you get her out of here.
I could also void warp. But
What if
yeah.
I threw you at her and then you just get out of there?
Yeah, I could also thunder
Yeah.
leap myself and her.
I think Thunderstep. No, sorry, you
150
do have
feet.
you have one third level spell left. You can
Yeah.
Thunderstep.
Nice.
It depends on
Mm.
like how if you want, I could just focus on getting her out, but that would mean I have less offensive spells that are a larger capacity, but I'm totally fine doing that.
Yeah, you currently have one second level spell, one third level spell, one fourth level spell, and then you bought back another first, so you got 2 first level spells.
Oh, I thought I had 2 second levels. I can adjust.
No,
that, though.
because you used another Misty Step,
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
and you'd already used the free one earlier today. You also have like spells that you haven't used yet that you can cast for free, like Suggestion, Disguise Self, Charm Person, Entangle.
Okay. I have some pretty good cantrips, but yeah.
Yep.
These seem pretty big guys. So yeah, I'm totally fine with you throwing me and me thunder stepping her out of there. So she's at least got. It's not the
So-
main focus of all these guys.
Who has the potion?
I have it.
So you had it, but you and Copernicus has like checked it out.
I
and
would
you
have given
still
it
have
back.
it.
I would have given
Okay.
it back.
Because if you're like leaving, then that means that that potion will not be something that can be used.
That's true.
I can totally leave it with someone else.
It's up to you.
I've got
Uh,
33 hit points and no second wind.
yeah, I'll leave it with you then.
Okay.
Okay, so Elgato's already on the move. He's
Yep.
like with the whip, he's grabbed onto a post and is swinging back to that same window that he came smashing out of. And he goes, ho villains, and charges in. Copernicus, you can fly up there right after him. And then Ugna can like be carrying everybody else.
Yep.
And run up the wall and straight in. So you
I've
go
got
in, and this is in
dual-wielding
fact
satyrs.
it is in fact the audience chamber where you saw the
Nightshade.
Countess the previous night. And she is floating off the ground in a sphere of crackling energy, with various gashes and rents in her gowns. Weird energy rather than blood is coming out of those. And she's floating in the air off the ground with like her hair floating around her, and like you've never seen her look so angry, Copernicus. But she is surrounded by Vilda Ravin. There's like at least a half a dozen of them.
That's very bad.
And they keep like, they're circling like a pack of wolves, and they like feint from one side and charge from the other and slash at her. And the icy cold death of this fog around them is affecting her. It's affecting all of you. And this first round, everyone's going to take 5 points of damage.
Ooh.
No. Yes, 5 points of damage, 3 necrotic, 2 cold. Not that it matters, because no one has any specific
Resistances
immunities.
to those.
Just take 5.
Well then, it's time for us to do stuff. Initiative?
Indeed. Let's roll initiative. Let's start with that. That makes a good sense. Elgato has a plus 10
That
to initiative.
might be wasted, but it's a nat 20, so 22.
Nice.
Woo!
I mean, they're going to be throwing me.
That's
so.
true.
Ugna 22. Elgato's got a 24. Meaning I rolled a 14. What else we got?
14.
Oh my god. Mine's a 2.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wild search that. Fuck it.
Do you want to lock it? Yeah, okay, wild surge. Go for
All right.
it. What else do I got for initiative, though?
10 for Perny.
Okay.
13 on the dice, plus 4, 17.
Okay. And Tromlin?
14.
Oh, sorry, I missed it before.
Huh?
No, Morgan has a 17. 17 does not have a Morgan. Well done, Lee. Okay. And Wild Magic Surge. Unlucky. You are frightened by the nearest creature until the end of your next turn.
Oh no.
So you will have the frightened condition for this turn.
Okay.
Is that me? Because I'm literally holding you?
Yeah, it's the nearest creature.
Yeah.
Well, it means you
wanna
gotta
get-
get away from Ugna, so
you wanna
that's
get
good,
real
because
far
that's
away
the
from
plan.
me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A terrible roll for the Countess. That'll be going last. And the Vilda Ravin, what's their bonus?
You might have to make a
Negative
grapple
stuff.
against me.
Guess what?
And
I'm
they
real
go,
good at that.
ah!
You try to like squeeze out of my grip, and I'm like, what the hell?
Just start making Mickey Mouse fear noises.
And the Vilda Ravin are going on 16. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So Elgato has thrown himself in through the window, and he immediately dances past the rear flanks of these Vilda Ravin, slashing with his rapier of speed, and leaves various weird shadow welts on their flanks. Next up is Ugna.
Okay.
Fastball special.
Fastball special.
Okay.
Let's do this.
I'll count that as an attack.
Yep.
You launch.
Wrangling.
Yeah, you launch a terrified, suddenly
Suddenly
terrified
terrified.
Morgan.
For
You
26
launch-
sufficient?
Yep. And
And okay, it's athletics, right? So it was disadvantage. Because it's strength?
no, it's an attack roll because it's
Oh,
thrown.
then we're great. So 15 plus 8.
I would like an acrobatics check from
23.
Morgan, which
Okay.
you're going to have to roll with disadvantage because of your your frightened state.
Okay. Lower is at 4, unfortunately. That's 7 plus 4.
What was your higher?
8.
Do you want to spend one of your inspirations and just cancel out that disadvantage?
Let's see, how many do I got? I think I'm pretty good
You're
on
full.
inspiration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'll
full.
You're
spend
full.
inspiration. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
full. Okay. In that case, you'll have a 15 total, which will be sufficient to control your flight so that you tackle Nightshade. In doing
Throw
so,
you right at her head.
you are going to take,
Damage.
yeah, because you're sort of passing through this energy aura that she is defending herself with.
Yeah.
You're going to take 15 damage.
All right.
That's in addition to the 5 you already took from the fog. But that leaves you now basically hanging on to the Countess.
Mm-hmm.
And you can then do something on your turn.
Yeah, I'll thunder
Which is
step away
next?
with her.
Thunderstep, which only gives you a certain range, or are you trying to get out of here?
Well,
Let me double check the radius on Thunderstep because you might be able to get
90 feet.
outside.
90
Okay,
feet.
you can Thunderstep. Do you
I
have to be
wanted
able
to damage
see?
them as well.
Actually, yeah, you can see through the window you guys just came through. So yes, you could Thunderstep to just outside the room, but in the air,
Mhm.
and then you'll be falling, but you will still have a dimension door to use to get to it to the ground.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
right.
Thunderstep. Roll your damage. I'll see if they get saving throws or what.
Hold on, I've got a bunch of Bob and Doug open here.
Good.
They get a Constitution saving throw to
Half,
discern
I
if they
think.
take half damage. So roll your 3d10 damage, please. Oh yeah, they're fine. I'll take half.
Oh, and is this being upcast because you had a third and not a second level slot?
No, it is a 3rd level spell. Or sorry,
Oh, okay.
sorry, this is a 2nd level spell, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's second.
What?
I was
Third level
thinking, no, it's a
conjuration.
third. It's a third.
Third,
It's a
third,
third.
yeah.
This is your
Okay.
last 3rd level spell that you're casting.
Yeah. 5, 8, and 6.
So that's, I'll add a point just so it's a round number. That becomes 20. So they take 10 damage, 10 thunder damage to all of these circled guys.
11.
Elgato is on the edge of that, so he has to roll as well.
Sorry about that, Elgato.
But with his uncanny dodge and
Yeah.
his successful saving throw, he takes nothing.
Thank God he got those hit points. And I'll call out the wild magic roll because it hopefully will benefit us somehow.
We'll see.
A wild magic thing does indeed happen.
Woo.
Let's find out what it is.
Let's have
Feather fall. Feather fall.
As you cast your thunder step, and there's an explosion, and you take the Countess with you.
Mhm.
There is an explosion of butterflies and daisies.
Nice.
That's very appropriate.
Beautiful.
For you.
Also,
Settle down
sorry.
all over the Vilderevin.
Sorry, butterflies. Sorry about that, butterflies.
They're not real. They don't last for long.
Okay. Just like
Um,
bring a bunch here and then have them die via poison. Or
Ugna,
Yeah.
you weren't done your turn though,
No, I was not.
so that happens. You had only done an action to throw Morgan.
Yep.
You still have various other things you can do.
I do indeed, and I'm trying to think if it's appropriate that Lane would, or that Morgan would hand me the potion and I'd misinterpret it, and instead of saving it, I would just use it. Is that funnier, dear DM? I'm gonna maybe randomize it. Let's see.
I
How
think
dumb
it's
Ugna
pretty
is
funny.
tonight.
Go for it. Roll it.
Oh yeah, I rolled real low on her figuring shit out. So
I guess I'm supposed to
Quaff.
take this potion.
quaff this potion. She handed me this potion, and I'm like, well, I chucked her.
All right.
Okay.
I can now reveal that when the chat shows the effect of the potion gift from Glorpa
Yep. Yep.
last game, that they chose for this potion to be a potion of greater polymorph.
Oh heck.
So you turn into a
Frog
young
queen.
red dragon.
Frog
Holy
queen.
shit.
Oh,
Oh, what?
A dragon.
God damn!
Dragon Ugna.
So you are now a young red dragon.
Ooh, how many hit points do
Aw.
I have?
weak to fire.
Uh,
They're weak to fire. They're weak to fire.
Ah!
That's true.
Also,
that means that you are at full hit points for
Oh,
a young red
heck.
dragon.
I'm just gonna write down some numbers.
Also, we got a reminder that there was also a magical leaf, and I think that leaf went into
Fetid.
Tromlin's sticky fingers.
The leaf was only magical in the sense that it had been manipulated to write words
Oh,
on
okay.
it.
Okay.
It was given to Fetid to chew on. as I
Oh,
recall.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, I'm just gonna use these stats from now on. So I have my
Yeah,
18
you have
AC,
178 hit points now.
178
Goddamn.
HP. 80 foot climb. I can fly now.
Yep.
I mean,
strength
probably the-
23.
Probably the best
That
way
was
that
the best.
you could have been used.
Yeah. Do I get the dragon's multi-attack?
Yeah, you have all the abilities
Holy
of the
crap.
creature you turn into.
Cool. All right. It's been a weird night
I
for
told you it was a
Ugna.
very rare
She
potion.
got real big, and now she's a dragon.
So yeah, Ugna turns into a red dragon with a shock of pink hair instead of a crest. It's like, so you guys have seen, everyone's seen Sword in the Stone, the Disney Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
You know how when Madman Mim turns into a dragon, and still has the pink hair, that's basically what's happening here, except it's a reddish dragon instead of a greenish dragon.
Cool. Do I have an action to use a fire breath attack? If I'm using
You probably don't because you just spent your entire
threw and then drank. Yeah, that's fine. I will spend next turn.
but
Just being a dragon.
Copernicus, you are now, or sorry, Tromlin, you are now sitting on the back of a red dragon, the
Very
size
surprised red dragon.
of a big wagon. And
not
Copernicus, you are
complaining.
floating and flying next to a red dragon
I'm very
with
surprised.
Ugna's hair. And there's a crack of thunder just before this happens, and an explosion of butterflies as you thunderstep out of the room. And you and the Countess are now falling through space about 50 feet away from the tower.
Well,
Tromlin, that
Yes.
happened.
yeah,
Sure did.
that's
It's
a
your
thing.
turn.
Wait, don't the things go before me?
Oh, you're right. They do.
Yeah.
hate
The
that.
Wilder of Inn are very surprised, but they will, and they're very upset about the loss of their prey.
expects a
But they
giant-
will launch themselves at this dragon thing. 4 of them will launch themselves at the dragon, and 2 of them are going to launch themselves past the dragon and try and become tenebrous and go through the wall and chase after their prey. Alina, you may take a reaction and attack one of them
I'd love to do that. That
as
sounds
a attack of opportunity.
I like this. What is my bonus to attack as a dragon? Because it's a 16?
You have a what attack are you using? You can use your bite or claw. Your bite does
probably-
more damage. You might as well do that.
Yeah, let's as it comes back, I'll
Plus
snap at it.
10 to hit.
Yep.
Plus 10 to hit.
So 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. And I'll
They have an armor
do
class of 18, but you beat that.
piercing damage plus 3, 1d6
2d10
fire damage.
2d10 plus 6.
Yep.
Piercing plus 1d6 fire.
This is a lot of things to roll.
And you double the fire damage because they're vulnerable.
Ooh.
But then have the slashing damage, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep. The piercing damage.
So that is
2d10 plus 6 gives you
9 plus 6, so 15.
say, so 15. Well, so that gets halved to 8.
Yep.
And
Oh, no, the
then how
six
much
is-
fire
the
damage?
6 is the fire
1d6.
damage, yeah. I did 3, so I doubled it and it was 6.
Oh, you already added it to the 15.
Yeah, I already added it.
Okay, so the 9 becomes
Yep.
5. And then you
Yes.
already doubled the d6, so
Yep.
6. Don't, yeah, it gets
Sorry.
confusing. Okay,
It's a lot
so
of dice
11
and I'm not
damage. It
used to
takes
being a
11
dragon.
damage.
Yeah.
But that one takes 11
Okay,
damage, but
sounds-
then like continues to go shadowly through the wall after the escaping countess. And you have the others upon you.
Before I snap at the dragon and before I snap at the Vilderraven and before it comes at my face, I go, guys, I think I'm a dragon.
Yeah, the
Cool.
dragon says, guys, I think I'm a dragon.
I think so too.
Snaps at a little passing fly.
One of the Vilderven makes a terrible blood-piercing shriek like you heard before. All of you, except Morgan, roll me a DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
Within line of sight of anybody?
No, you're falling
Inspiration.
through space.
That's better. Okay, spent an inspiration,
no.
made it.
Nice. That means that you're not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
How about Copernicus, Tromlin?
That's a 17.
You're good?
I'm rolling right now. Sorry.
Yep.
21.
You're good? I have rolled for Webby. She has failed. Webby is scared.
Oh,
That's fair.
But
poor Webby.
the penalties are largely about attacks, so it's not that big of a deal.
She just stays in my
Webby has
backpack.
disadvantage to attack the Vilderraven.
I hope Webby does
okay.
not attack the Vilderraven.
All of y'all except Morgan take 5 damage from the fog.
Yep.
Fuck. Can't do a lot more
Maybe
than that.
maybe we all want to get the fuck out of here so that they have to do the fog thing again somewhere else and waste that time. And we can
Maybe
choose
I'm
our
gonna-
battleground, right?
Chomp on them
Yeah,
because
that's
I'm a
true.
giant dragon.
If we're gonna be stuck in combat with them and we're not escaping completely, then we can at
Yeah.
least choose how and where we're fighting them.
Make them
That's
What's
a
the
very
armor
good
class?
idea.
Armor class on the young red dragon is 18. All right.
18.
Just so I know what I'm rolling against here for normal attacks. So they are attacking with their claws,
Six.
which is +8. So 1, 2. That one hit twice. That one hit once. That one hit once. And that one hit twice, and one of them was an at 20.
Ooh.
So you've been hit
I'm glad this is
1,
not hitting
2, 3,
regular
4, 5,
Uga,
6.
'cause I would be
6
very dead.
times. Oh,
Very,
this
very
is a
dead.
lot. And I'm just going to roll 3 of these.
By the way, this is my first
9.
time getting some slime. Very good fidget toy. Would
Oh, yeah.
recommend it.
That's
9,
like what
6,
it's
and
for.
5. Doubled. Come on, brain. 9, 6, 5, plus 6 and 5, and 18. 15, 5, 20, another 65, 31, and 18, 21. 49 points of damage total from all 4 of them attacking you, including the nat
Cool,
20.
Cool.
But then also they are using their Touch of the Grave to add an additional
Ooh.
6 damage to their melee attacks. And all of them are doing that.
Rough.
So that is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 6
Very
is
glad I'm not fighting
36.
them as Ugna
Take
Classic.
another 36 damage.
Jeebus.
and then another 6 from the one that had a nat 20 on that.
Oh,
Are there any
So
reactions
42.
you
So
can take?
you're basically taking 83 points of damage total. I
ow!
think.
I would be actual Ugna would be just about dead.
Well, actually, it would be torn to to pieces
yeah.
by a pack of Vilderevin, which is not great.
Actual Ugna at full health would be torn to pieces by Vilderevin.
The whole party fought one of these before.
Damn.
Put that.
Does
in
that
context.
does your dragon body have any reaction stuff that you could do by chance? In regards to taking a bunch of damages?
Think so?
Nothing that I see here.
No.
And also, you used your
Use the
reaction already.
reaction, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Because
yeah.
you
true.
did an attack opportunity. Okay, that's the Vilderevin. Next up is Tromlin.
Well, I'm going to guiding bolt one of the motherfuckers.
Sounds good.
I recall that working pretty well.
Yep. I believe I decided that it was also vulnerable to radiant, even though it didn't say that on the write-up.
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
probably
Just made
missed. AC 14.
No, it was 18.
Okay, I missed.
Okay.
Nothing else. Can I use a bead as an extra action?
That's a bonus action to use one of the beads if you want to use that to heal Ugna.
Yep, I'll do one of the lower level.
Why,
You're
thank you.
literally on Ugna's back, so
Mm-hmm.
okay, so that does base level, which is what, 2d6? Or first, it's a first level cure wounds.
1d8, wasn't it?
I think you might be right. Yeah, 1d8 plus 4.
Okay. That'd be 8.
So 8 hit points back.
It ain't great,
Okay,
but it's something.
you get 8
It'll
back.
do. Anything is better than nothing.
Yep. And next up is Copernicus.
Okay. So Perny's got problems in that no, Perny has solutions. I don't have any fire-based spells, but my demons do. So are we gonna try and shift the battleground before Perny summons, basically? Do we want to try and draw them out? I feel like Elgato can move pretty nimbly and get out of there, so I'm not worried.
How
about
far
him.
am I from the ground?
You've only fallen for a round, so like you're still like a few hundred feet. On your next action, you will be able to dimension door to safety. Maybe not right to the ground, but like to the roof of one of the outbuildings, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the taller buildings around the tower.
Because I do have Featherfall as a self bonus action, but I don't know how that would work with a buddy.
I think you're better off like hanging on to the Countess and doing the dimension door.
Yeah.
So the only thing is, can Ugna, like, I guess, what are our options for pulling the battle out of that room without making everyone jump off a building or fly?
I don't think you can move Ugna without a whole lot of attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, so that'd
Yeah.
be disengage. Okay, maybe we stand and fight here then, and just if those of us
Just
who have
long
the
enough for me
option,
to
stay out.
disengage. Or hit him more with a breath weapon.
I mean, you could jump on Ugna so that there's an opportunity to
move when we need to.
Yeah. And that way.
Yeah, that's just movement though.
Yeah.
Are you
Perny,
going to
I
go
think,
ahead and do the summoning?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the summoning
Summon.
here.
Okay. Let's get that out of the way.
And I think it should probably be Etereza, not Thrakma.
Okay.
Does that sound right?
Etereza is the ball of fire one that does fire damage to everything.
Yeah, that sounds like a good monster for an AoE for many enemies that are all vulnerable to firefight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Okay,
think Bernie will summon
so
Etereza and just say, "Burn
don't
the
have-
Vilderevin, burn them from this dimension."
Excellent.
Good.
Good words. You don't have to roll anything. I'll get you to roll initiative for Etereza just so we know when Etereza goes.
Okay. So I want him to get lower than me because that means he gets to go sooner technically.
Yeah, that means he gets to go this round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a 10 on the die, and then I don't know his modifier.
That'll be you have a 10, so that'll be before or above you. So
Oh god damn, it's the worst possible
That's
roll
fine.
I could have gotten.
Your next round. And it does not make an initial saving throw. No, not until the end of its turn. So it does nothing yet. But so Copernicus like waves his hands and chants horrific, evil-sounding words that hurt the ears. Webby laughs and claps her pedipalps, and Edoreza, the basically wall of fire with eyes, appears.
Knowing that
and makes
knowing that Webby is
strange
scared, Perny's gonna do this and doing
otherworldly.
like story time voices.
Oh no,
like,
Webby's not
hamming it up a little
scared.
bit.
Webby's delighted.
Oh, I thought she was
Webby loves-
frightened before. I thought she was
No.
frightened because of the effect of the Vildraven. So
Oh
Perny's
yes,
knowing
sorry,
that
she's frightened of
yeah.
them.
So knowing that she likes abyssal and demon stuff, I think I'm gonna ham it up and do it. It's like a story time summoning and doing all the funny voices for all her favorite bits.
Little shadow puppets, maybe.
Yeah,
Aw.
exactly.
And
Little shadow puppets.
Nightshade, I'm just trying to get to the end of this because we're like past time here, so I'm just trying to wrap this up. Nightshade is going to lose consciousness and go limp
Oh
in your arms.
no. Oh no.
Back to the top of the round, El Gato is going to see that there is a dragon here now and that you guys are riding it and shit and be like, well, this is new. And he will say, foul beast, this must be dragging your spirits down. And he will stab one of them through and do an insane amount of damage because he can take advantage of you being there to full on
Oh, sneak
backstab.
attack, yeah.
Oh,
And so
hell.
he'll do like
Oh,
66
hell.
damage that is not reduced because it's a magic weapon.
Yep.
And he'll even bonus attack and do another little stab. Actually,
Ooh.
no, he'll bonus disengage so that he can dart in, do the stab, get out without attack of opportunity, and get behind you because he knows what comes out of fire dragons, and
Yep.
that makes it your turn.
That would be the fire.
All right, I'm assuming you want to breathe on them.
My breath weapon that I have now. That is a thing.
Your breath
Ah,
weapon
Yep, it is.
does
16d6.
16d6 fire damage on a failed save.
Jesus.
Don't get hit by a dragon.
Oh my god.
16d.
So it's a 30-foot
Yes.
cone.
Yep,
It's a 30-foot cone, so you can back off
yep.
and do this, and get all of them. If you do so, you will grant them attack of opportunity, but they only get one attack each.
Right.
But then you can get all of them. Do you wish to do that?
I do wish to do that.
All right, I will roll their attacks of opportunity
Yep.
real quick.
I'm real big. I'm very big now. I'm not used to being a dragon.
Only
I-
3 of them actually hit you, or 2 of them actually hit you. No, 3 of them. Sorry, 3 of them hit you.
As I
One
as I
roll
go,
one.
wait a minute. If I'm a dragon, and then I like turn around and flap a little bit and breathe in. I have resorted to a dice roller for this because it's too many d6s.
Yeah, it's a
To
lot
which
of
I got
D6s.
65.
Hang on. So first of all,
which will
you
be doubled.
take 18, 28, 29, 30,
Yep.
34, 38, 42 damage
Woo-hoo-hoo.
from the 3 attacks that hit you with their goose.
I'm very
necrotic.
bloodied, but I'm still in the air.
And you back, that's when you jump back from them. They all took
Yep.
those swipes at you, but now they're all
Mhm.
clustered and in your 30-foot cone, and you can
Ooh.
move them. What
Yep.
was your roll, please?
My roll was 65.
65 fire damage on a failed save.
Mm-hmm.
Please roll a d6. If you roll a
Mhm.
5 or a 6, you can use this fire breath again this fight.
God damn.
6.
If you don't, you've used it the only time you can use it.
That was a 6.
Fuck yeah.
You haven't even lost your fire breath.
Oh my god. I'm gonna note that
I'm gonna roll their
down.
saving throws. Oh god. Okay, the first one rolled a 1.
Oh no, he's done. He's very
He
done.
takes 65 damage. The second
Oh.
one,
He takes 130 damage.
is this a deck save? What kind of save is this? Hang on a second.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a deck save. Deck save 17 is what they need. This
Holy
guy rolled a
crap.
10. He has a +9 deck save. He made it. And the third
Ooh.
one also made it. Fourth one also made it.
Ah,
3 of them made it. I would like to point out Raven. Oh no, sorry, you're not line of sight anymore. You can't mess with them.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I'd like to
You
point out
fell
that
too
even
far.
with 3 of them saving, Ugna did 325 points of damage this round.
Good God. Does
I'm
Ugna
just gonna
have
write
hero
that down.
point?
That's now
Is
my
Ugna-
new. That's my new highest. 325.
Ugna does indeed have a hero point.
Ugna has a hero point.
I would like to use that. I think there is no greater moment than when you are a dragon. To use a hero
If
point.
you use your hero point, I will
Right.
let you breathe again.
Awesome. I'm
I'll
multi-attacking.
treat it like your
with
fighter's
flame.
action surge comes back.
Yes, I am action surging a dragon.
I'll put my little dumpling out there to get toasted.
That is my. I'm gonna get that dice roller going again.
Go for it.
Because that
Incredible.
is too many dice to actually roll with one's hands.
I wish Morgan was there to see this. This is so rude.
60.
Damn.
60 damage.
Look at how
All
many
right.
dice those are. That's so many dice.
Okay,
So many
the
dice.
first one is already dead
Oh my god.
because it's the one I randomized which of these 4 was the one that Elgato had just done a bunch of damage to.
Yeah.
And it was that one. It's dead. You did full damage to it. It's dead. The other 3, 2 made their save and 1 did not. They need to roll 17. They have a
Yep.
+9 for dex saves.
Ooh.
I rolled 7. That's a 16. Let's fail. So that one takes another 60 damage, which is a total of 90.
Takes 120 damage. Because all this is doubled. So the ones that take halved take
Oh,
full.
right.
Yes.
And the ones that take full take doubled. That's
Yeah.
how I
Doesn't
got
matter.
325.
I didn't need
Yeah.
to roll. I forgot. I didn't need to roll their fucking.
Yeah.
There's, even if they make their saving throws, they're done this turn.
Yeah.
And in fact, even if they hadn't been damaged at all by Elgato, the one would have died last turn, because that was 120 something damage. Yeah, they're all dead. You fry them with
I
this
rolled a
last
d6.
hit.
You want to guess what I rolled?
5?
6.
Fuck yeah.
You still have your fire breath even.
Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous.
Edoreza just like bathes in the flames and
Oh,
is like,
yeah.
ah. And then Edoreza is going to, and then so the next thing that happens is that Morgan's turn is dimension dooring to safety.
Good.
Followed by the Vilderevin. The 2 that went past you and went after you guys are continuing to go out there and fly down towards where you guys just teleported. But then Tromlin can go and do some more healing, and Edoreza flies after the Vilderevin and engulfs them in his flames as they travel down towards the ground.
Because
Copernicus gets another turn and can fly out there as well to see what's going on. And
I'm gonna ride Ugna, so
You
I'll
don't
just
really
hold
have
my
any-
action until I have a
Yeah.
target.
Good.
and then the
Oh,
following
they-
round,
Edoreza should get
Delgato
a
will
save,
join
though.
you.
Oh,
I'll
solid.
roll his save. You're fine. Remember, he rolls with disadvantage.
yeah, and for my dimension door, I'd love to mislead where I'm going. And just just be like, all right, this way, and have like
It's
a
all-
very dumb big point, and then go the other fucking direction.
Nice.
Because if we're being chased, I'm not gonna be like,
So
Very
I
obvious
just
with
want to
it,
end this.
yeah.
We're like 15 minutes later.
yeah,
It's epic, though. This is
Edoreza
very
is
good.
doing damage to them. Copernicus, you're holding your action. Elgato gets on the dragon's back as well because he sees where this is all going. And then Ugna, you can launch yourself into flight through
Yep.
the hole in the wall
Yep.
and get another breath weapon on the ones the 2 that are
Oh,
fleeing.
no.
What's
And,
your fly
and
speed?
you
What's your fly speed?
It's 80.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not escaping you.
yeah, they
Yeah,
glide at their
it's-
normal speed,
it's 80.
which is 50. Sorry, their fly speed is only 30. Yeah, you absolutely catch them up and
Dragons
fry
are
them.
fast.
So don't
Yes.
even worry about it. Don't worry about the rolling. You just cook the last 2 on the way to between you and Edoreza. You cook the
Just for
remaining 2 on their way
funsies, I'm
down.
going to roll this many
You
dice
hear the
again.
various shouts from the streets below.
63.
Roll a d6, more importantly. Although, well, roll
A
it. See what you-
6. That's 3
Bam.
sixes in a
man.
row.
Great. You fly down to the ground having done that. You hear screams from the city below of there's a dragon overhead, but then you bank and fly around the tower and strafe the barbarians and their ice producing things that are also not particularly happy about fire. And we'll
Excellent.
end
I'm gonna
on
go.
the scene of pandemonium of the fleeing barbarians going back into the hills.
Oh, being a
as
dragon's great. You should all try it. This is
Edoreza
awesome.
is burning one of the zombonis to its frame. The other one's already on fire from burning oil. Ugna cooks a third. And we'll pick up next time with the
Hell
aftermath.
yeah.
Well, that was a lot.
And after only like a minute, because it doesn't last very long,
Yeah.
There'll be like a poof, and Ugna will be like, falling to the ground, and then Tromlin, you'll kind of like land in a heap, and Tromlin will misty step to safety, and Copernicus can fly, and they're all like,
And Gato's cat.
although actually you got the jumping boots, so you can kind of athletic it and
You
take
get
a lot of
superhero
damage.
landing.
Yeah.
You also when you transform back, you're back at full hit points,
Oh, heck.
because that's how polymorph works.
I'll take
Full
it.
heal, solid.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Can I have done this whole time?
Yes?
Can
I
you
have
polymorph?
polymorph?
You have
Oh.
polymorph,
Yeah.
not greater
True
polymorph.
polymorph.
Okay, yeah.
You can make people into like chickens and stuff.
Okay.
Not as
Not
useful.
dragons.
Slightly less cool. Slightly
Yeah.
less cool.
Whereas,
Not
This can make someone
16d6
into-
cool.
yeah, into any creature of the hit dice equal to the level of the maker of that potion,
Snarp.
which was 10. And
Snarp.
10 challenge rating is the
Oof.
challenge rating
I'll
of
make
the dragon.
Schnorp mad.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Schnorp had a potion that he'd been saving.
It was a
And he
great
gave
potion.
it to you guys. Good timing.
Mhm.
We don't have
And
anymore.
that is where we will wrap up. Sorry for going late, everybody, but I wanted to wrap that combat.
Yeah.
Great game.
That was great.
Very good.
And we'll pick up in the aftermath of that nonsense next game.
I once again failed to download the current Excel file, so we'll have to roll in the downtime again. But
Okay,
Probable
so-
Futures won
so-
the last game.
So who was it who won last time? Because we
Probable
hadn't
Futures.
announced it yet.
Probable Futures.
Probable Futures. You are
Thank
the winner
you.
of the
You're a big
art
subscriber.
for last time, and we'll roll this one next time because OBS doesn't let us download the frickin'
I don't know. No, it's not
list.
OBS, it's Twitch. Twitch
or
now.
Twitch
will
won't let
do it
us download.
sometimes, but not at high peak periods. I don't know. I don't know what's up with it.
In any case, that means that you've got a chance. If you subscribe between now and when we download the list, you can get in on the
Yeah.
on the draw.
And thank you so much
for
for
this time.
subscribing. It helps us keep our high-speed streaming internet running so that we can do all of this without interruption. It's very
Thank
very
you for your
helpful.
support. Anybody got anything to shout out?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be screening my latest Unreal Engine 5 animation. I've been in a class for it.
Nice.
Let me share the Eventbrite link. It's kind of big,
Nice.
sorry. But yeah, that'll be. I think it's free to register to attend, and it's gonna be catered. So if you're in the
Ooh.
Vancouver area at the end of the month, you can attend that.
Oh, rad. I would love to see
There's going to be a class of around 20 Indigenous students who've all been taught how to use Unreal Engine to animate as part of a program to get us certified to do volumetric filming. So basically, The Mandalorian used LED walls and ceilings to, instead of a green screen or live location that was set with props, to create all these crazy, wonderful worlds and backdrops. So that's what I've been kind of up to, and this is going to be
that's
the
rad.
screening for the
I got
animation
to
I
see a
created.
volume in
as-
action when I was working on synthesis, and it's so fucking cool. It's so
It's
cool to see
wild.
live. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, you
Yeah,
stand
it's-
before the screen, it really looks like you're in space. It's so cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a lot of fun.
Ugna
I'm really excited.
inspiration, by the way, Alina.
What's that?
Someone
For
mentioned,
epicness?
as mentioned, that I'm giving Ugna an inspiration for
Aw.
that.
Thank ya.
That was
Oh
quite,
yeah, for sure.
quite the hero
Hell
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna submit Morgan for getting the Countess out of there round 1,
Yeah.
despite being
Yeah.
terrified and doing
Yes.
acrobatics.
That was pretty damn
if we can
good.
also nominate
I think-
Morgan.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna hold off because we're nearing a reboot point for a bunch of things.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
My
agree.
natural form is being thrown and jumping around, apparently.
Yes.
Proof pop. Well,
Yeah.
you're the one who took all of the every teleport magic there is.
It's
Yep.
so fun. It's so
very
fun. Awesome. Well,
Anything
thank
else
you
to
guys.
shout
and
out?
then I will be streaming again this Sunday. Come check us out at noon PST on Altered Echo Archives. Choo, there's the link in the chat. I should also find somewhere for us to raid. Anybody know a good spot for us to raid?
Yeah, where should we raid?
I have a indigenous streamer, Shauna Baker, who we could go to.
Ooh.
I see Bronze Gate is streaming Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I
Drop me
think
the
she's just doing just
link.
chatting right now. So
Oh.
No, that's not as interesting.
yeah.
all right, you guys, I gotta go. I want to
You
get to bed.
head
I'm
out.
sorry.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Good seeing
No
y'all.
worries.
Night, everybody.
Bye. Pushing
We'll
us to
see
the
y'all
end
next time
stream.
on Trash Heroes.